Alright guys, so we've added some water to the pan right here, and what we're going to do is this opens and you can see the steam holes right there, and the steam's going to come in through those. We'll leave that open. We'll put the top oven part on and we're going to steam us some vegetables. Thank you very much. Okay guys, we've got steam coming up. You can steam coming around. We've got our broccoli, and now we're going to go ahead and put our lid on it and let it steam for about 10 minutes. All right, and then we'll see how it looks. 5, 4, 3, 2, we're counting down, and our broccoli should be done. Wow, look at that. You see all the steam coming up. Beautiful, beautiful. All the wetness on the lid from the steam condensating.
Some on the floor too.
And our broccoli is perfectly cooked. Let's taste a little piece. Oh, it's hot. Delicious. All right, now test out the oven piece. Okay guys, so what we've got the bottom fry pan and bake mode. On this, what we're doing is we're not cooking anything in the bottom fry pan, we're just going to bake some biscuits. And then in the next video we'll show you in the campfire mode, both cooking with the fry pan and baking. So far we've showed steaming, now we're going to show baking only, steaming only. Then we're going to show cooking and baking in a campfire setting, and we'll be done. So go ahead and lid me now, if you would please, Ben. And let's drop these biscuits in there for 25 minutes. So guys, here we've got these biscuits, and they are looking really, really beautiful. Go and pull one out, Ben, and open it up for us, if you would. Put it up over here. Too hot for you?
Yeah, it's really hot.
Beautiful. Fully cooked all the way through and steaming hot. Awesome. Time to eat. Alright guys, so here we've got basically any camp spot USA. We've got a table, we've got a small little grill, and we're going to get this going here in just a minute and get everything cooking. We're going to show the fry pan frying at the same time we're baking, and we're going to make a nice little camping dinner. And you could be using, instead of a grill, you could be using a campfire. So whether it's charcoal or made from charcoal, or whether it's a wood fire, the principle is going to work identical. So we're just using this for the ease of use. So let's get things going. Okay, so I've got some oil in my pan. I've got some Sazon and paprika spiced chicken thighs and legs, and something that easily most people would be more than willing to cook when they go out camping. I know I am. It's chicken legs, chicken thighs. And what we're going to do is, like I said, we're going to pan fry this right here, and then on the top we're going to roast and cook some roasted rosemary potatoes to go with this wonderful scrumptious chicken, and I'll show you that here in a little bit. We've got our coals we're waiting to get hot, and then we're going to get going on the cooking. So we've got our coals nice and hot, and we've got our chicken going right here. Now we're going to pop the oven top on and start our potatoes. So we've got our chicken going, and now we've got our potatoes that have been seasoned with some olive oil, some paprika, and some Sazon, some garlic, and some rosemary, and we're going to let those roast for a bit while the chicken's cooking in the bottom. And so what we're going to do is go ahead and put the lid on. Ben, if you grab the lid there, please, sir. Come on, right over here. Let's go ahead and lid it. Perfect. And we'll see you when it's cooking. Okay, so we've just taken it off of our hot grill, and go ahead and pull the lid off. We're going to take a look. Oh, potatoes are steamy hot, and we're going to check them, and they should be cooked through and through. I'm going to plate this up and be right back with you guys. Okay, so we just went ahead and plated up. We made enough for 2 people. We've got roasted potatoes, we've got our pan-fried chicken right here. It smells absolutely delicious. And I'm going to hold the plate right here. Show you the chicken is absolutely delicious and perfectly cooked. Potatoes, perfectly roasted, cooked potatoes. And same thing with this right here. Perfectly cooked chicken and potatoes. Ready to munch. So, here in a minute, I'm going to walk through the different parts of the pan as soon as it cools with you and kind of show you what's going on in conclusion. So, what we've got is this lid actually has too much cork on it. Inside the bottom of the end of the PDF in the section marked conclusion, probably only probably a quarter to half inch is all that's needed of cork on the lid and on the side. If you'll go and take the lid off, and this right here is only about a fourth of an inch of cork, but it does help and it is needed some insulation. Of course, you could put aluminum on the exterior and make it would not be a fire hazard as long as no oxygen gets to it. It would not be a fuel source, but cork or anything else would work, and then of that nature. But I really like cork. It's easy to use and it's very inexpensive. And then what we've got in here is, again, our fabricator could only fabricate out of iron and only has the capability to fabricate out of iron. And she did a really good job, but suggest it would be probably aluminum for the top. And what we had here is I actually added an aluminum ring that attaches, and all this in the PDF, to the copper tube. The copper tube wicks the heat all the way from the bottom of the fry pan through the lip and straight up, each of them. And so you would not need the iron and then the aluminum. You just have the aluminum. You just have the aluminum pan. You'd have that acting as a heat sink on the aluminum pan to heat up the aluminum top part, and then a inside aluminum ring that also acts as a heat sink. And between those, they get plenty hot enough to create the oven in the top. Now, normally with a typical oven at home, your heating element is on the top of the oven. But with this, what we did is we went ahead and made it to where it's on the sides, but it works just fine. And another thing, and I'm using 8 of them, copper, also to save money in manufacturing. Aluminum could be used. Might want to make them instead of copper or aluminum tubing, maybe make aluminum rods and just wick the heat straight up. Works much more efficient than air. Air is actually an insulator to heat, and so that's why we're using the metal to wick the heat from the bottom straight on up. And I've got in here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And again, if you use aluminum, it's not quite as efficient as copper, so you could use more of them. But again, very inexpensive to build. One other thing in the conclusion is I'd probably drop the grate down to where it's right above the bottom, and probably shrink the whole thing down by about an inch, inch and a half. It'll make the oven part that much more efficient for heating. It'll be less space, but again, plenty of space if you're cooking small pizza, you're cooking 3 or 4 pieces of chicken. If you're cooking 4 biscuits, 6 biscuits, something like that, still plenty of space to be able to do that. So anyway, this concludes the video. Thank you very much.